here's a look at Ottawa's netminder tonight. First start this season. Last time she was in between the pipes was January 24th. And of course, Maddie Rooney on the other side of the ice, coming off a shutout victory the other night against New York.
Yeah, Sandra Abstreiter, the German, 25 years old. This is just her third appearance in a game this season. Played her college hockey at Providence, and she's hoping to give Ottawa a spark. Out here at center ice, this is Savannah Harmon to settle it down for Ottawa. Coming off a 5-2 loss at home to Toronto. Of course, Toronto, the hottest team in the league, winning 7 straight. But it was Ottawa, the last team to beat Toronto back on January 23rd. Here's Heisey now. Swings it back in behind the net. Abstreiter peering over her shoulder. Channel will hand off. Looking to center, Minnesota. Pulling up on the half wall there is Boreen. Now off to the point. Channel sent it across, and it's poked out of the zone nicely by Emily Clark, the veteran from Saskatoon. But some good early pressure for Minnesota, Alexa.
And a nice early clear by Ottawa to kind of get out of that situation. Minnesota will see how they regroup now.
That stretch pass out of the reach of Krzyzova. She's going to race after it, but will get there a little late. Boulier plays it for Ottawa, and here comes Ottawa out of its own zone. Pass on the tape of Watts. There's Daryl Watts, the former Badger. She'll center out in front. Katerina Mrazova tried to get a shot on, couldn't do it. And Minnesota's able to push it back to the Ottawa blue line as we're just underway, a little over a minute and a half into this hockey game here in St. Paul. We talked about Minnesota coming off that 2-0 win at New York. Minnesota has now beaten every team in regulation this season at least once. They're going to try to go to 4-0 against Ottawa here tonight, and if they can do it in regulation, they'll be back in first place. We're going to get our first whistle of the game with an icing call here with 18:05 to go. Player to watch brought to us by Woody Creek Distillers. Let's talk about Sophie.
Well, she has had a great last couple of games for Minnesota. Had 2 games against Toronto over at Mariucci. Had an assist in the other game against New York, and that earned her the PWHL second star of the week. Of course, coming off that trade where Cook and Tapani were sent over to Boston. So one of the newest members of this Minnesota team making an impact as of late.
Yeah, she's playing her best since the trade, without a doubt. A couple of goals and an assist the last 2 games. There's a long drive, steered away by Maddie Rooney. 26-year-old native of Andover. Up in the nets tonight. She beat Ottawa on Valentine's Day 2-1, made 23 saves in that game. Ken Klee is hoping to see just as good results here tonight from his young netminder. Played in behind Abstreiter. Ottawa works it over to the near wing side. Can't get it out of the zone. The steady defender, Steckline, held it in. Scoring chance out in front for Minnesota, but not a very good one. Taking a whack at it there at the side of the net was Shepers. Abstreiter not afraid to come out of the net and play that puck. Kava to the point. There's a shot that was kind of muffled, hit a body in front. Kava turns and fires it on. And Shepers, and she'll snap one on, gloved, but not held onto by Abstreiter.
Well, I like the pucks on net mentality early from Minnesota here. They're throwing everything they can towards the net and forcing Abstreiter to make a couple saves the last minute here.
Minnesota gets it into the zone. Player goes down in a heap. That was Boreen, no penalty. Here comes Ottawa now. Trailer Clark got it on. Emily Clark trailing late on that play. And then flipped out in front. Agia, number 88. Has done most of her damage out in front of the net this year. Minnesota coming back the other way. There's a tough angle shot that gets up on the dasher. Held in here on the near wing side by Minnesota. Now Krzyzova trying to make her way toward the net. Bumped off the puck by Agia. Kept alive here by Zumwinkle for Minnesota. Plays it off now to the near wing for Greco. Greco moving in, thrown out in front. Nobody there for Minnesota to turn it on net. And now Shiga will drive it in for Ottawa as they make a line change. Ottawa, one of the 4 straight on the road. They're 2 and 4 on the road this season. I mean, Minnesota's got a 4-game homestand. Ottawa, the first of 4 on the road. This is a really crucial time for Ottawa. As of course, right now they are out of the playoff picture. High in the slot, trying to tip it on. There was Budarak. She was kind of neutralized by Becca Gilmore. Taking it wide, that was Fleming, threw it out in front. Now Ottawa comes up with it. It's Ashton Bell. Scored her first PWHL goal Saturday against Toronto. Sparge got it back to center. Picked up at the red line by Minnesota. They're just going to feather it in. A line change for the team in purple. 13.5 minutes to go here in the first period. Still no score. Shoveled back out to center ice. Lee Steckline will settle it down for Minnesota. Good stretch pass to the near wing side for Sheppers. Hands back for Kava. Her drive kicked out of there by Abstrider.
Great heads-up play by Minnesota. Ottawa was changing. Minnesota saw that, took advantage, and quickly jumped back into the offensive zone and got a good look out of it.
Sheppers holds it in, throws it down low. Stepping in front of that shot was Hughes, and will slow it down for Ottawa. Under 13 minutes to go, opening period. Off the tape of Hughes, it's going to go in deep. Gabby will play it off to the far wing corner. Trying to keep it alive for Ottawa. Now 2-on-2, 3-on-2 for Minnesota. Heisey, they score! Heisey got it on, and it's rammed home by Boreen. 1-0 Minnesota.
Well, I asked her in our pregame interview how she was going to make an impact in this game. If she was going to go score a goal, she could have just gone ahead and said that. Comes out and gets the first goal of the game here today. This powerful top line here for Minnesota, and Boreen banging away at it in front of the net. She's got such a great eye for the gameplay, and I know that we have said so many good things about her on our broadcast, but every time I see her out on the ice, I just become more and more impressed with the way that she plays the game of hockey. And that's tough to take a swat at a puck that's kind of moving like that and to get it on net. And not only does she get it on net, but she gets it in the net, and Minnesota takes a 1-0 lead. Minnesota 6-0-1 when scoring the first goal of the game.
7:23, time of the goal. Fourth of the year for Boreen. Heisey and Coyne Schofield on the assists. And you said it before, her last game of her second call-up of the regular season. They can bring her back for the postseason. That will be another 10-day call-up in the playoffs, as Abstrider has to steer that one away. Now, how they're going to use that 10 days in the postseason, Natalie Darwitz and Ken Klee will have to sit down and decide how that will work out. But this is the last time in the regular season Abby Boreen's services will be available. And it's a real disappointment for this franchise, because she has been so good in the 9 games she's been available. Here's a chance again in the slot. Good pass. Coming out, Abstrider. Rebound, and another shot that's kicked out of there by Abstrider.
She got just a toe on that, and I mean just a single toe to keep that out of the back of the net. Minnesota looking to quickly make it a 2-0 game, but Abstrider standing tall.
Here's Sophie Jakes. Plays it up the far wing side. A chance for Minnesota coming back. 2-on-1. Long drive that goes wide. That was off the stick of Sophia Cunnan. Minnesota will regroup. Coming back in with speed is Fleming, going right to the front. And that shot that was for Budarak there, it just out of her reach. She tried to get a backhand on. And Minnesota moving the puck well here in the first period. 10:30 to go, 1-0 Minnesota on a goal from Abby Boreen, her 4th of the year, and we'll get an icing call with 10:26.
Well, Abby Boreen making her impact known in the games that she's played here with Team Minnesota. Her 4th goal of the season, and again, just a difficult play there, swinging at that moving puck in front of the net. Difficult for Abstrider to read that as well, and Boreen able to put it behind her and put Minnesota up 1-0.
Here's Sheppers, her second game back off injury. She'll get a shot on, and Abstrider will make no mistake. No rebound. Face-off coming up.
I'm here now with assistant coach on Team Ottawa, Cassie Schools. Cassie, your team down 1-0 early here, but you've got some chances of your own. How do you need to turn this around and find a way to tie this up in the next 8 minutes and 54 seconds?
Yeah, I think we just got to keep going to the net and finding ways to put pucks on there and looking for those rebounds. But I think we're doing a great job of getting there when we do have those chances. So just sticking with it and trusting that that next one's going to come.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Carla McLeod is the head coach. She's bundled up there behind that Ottawa bench, not feeling great tonight, so handing over interview responsibilities pre-game and during the game over to Cassie Schools, who did a nice job. Ottawa down 1-0. Minnesota coming into the zone here with 8:40 to go in the period. A shot and a goal again, and it's 2-0 Minnesota. Denisa Krasova finally getting her first PWHL goal, and it came quick off of that faceoff.
Well, she's been playing with such talented players, has had many chances so far this season. She's tallied 3 assists on the year, but finally finds the back of the net herself, and that's a big one for Minnesota to jump to that 2-0 lead. At home, you've got the energy of the crowd. You finally got back in the win column the other night, and now you jump to that 2-0 lead here. And Denisa Krasova, who spent her time with the Minnesota Whitecaps in the PHF last season, tallying 9 points in her campaign there, gets her first goal of the season here tonight against Ottawa.
Krasova, the 29-year-old Czech, who actually plays for Carla McLeod, who has coached the Czech national team in international play in recent years, makes it 2-0 Minnesota. Comes at the 11:22 mark. Zumwinkle, who continues to have a hot stick, gets the initial assist.
What I just love, Minnesota is not wasting time once they get in the zone. Once they have the opportunities, they're sending them towards the net. They're not looking to set up the perfect play or make the perfect pass. They're getting in there and getting shots, and that opportunity by Krasova just shows that.
Krasova, 29 years old, a product of Northeastern, that great program in Hockey East. And we're going to get our first penalty of the hockey game. Comes just under 8 minutes to go in the opening period, and Minnesota's going to be shorthanded.
Britton Fleming will head to the box for hooking. And Minnesota facing their first big challenge of the night here. They just jumped to that 2-goal lead. And Brianne Jenner trying to carry the puck out of the zone, and Fleming gets her stick in there, disrupts the play enough to draw the attention of the official, and she'll sit in the box now for 2.
We were talking with Cassie Schools before the game about the power play for Ottawa. It's the best in the PWHL at 24%. It's very fluid. As Emma Buckles is running the point, that's Ashton Bell, pardon me. Long drive off that far wall. Held in here by Savannah Harmon. Now down low, Hughes trying to hit a streaking Haley Scamore, and that just missed. Now Bell on her backhand, bouncing puck, flutters out in front. There's Scamore, a drive, and she scores. And there is that power play. Biting back on Minnesota, and that cuts the lead in half.
Well, they came into the game with 9 goals on 38 attempts on the power play, and they did not waste a lot of time to score that 10th power play goal. Some Ottawa fans in attendance here tonight at the XL Energy Center, loving the effort from the power play unit here. Minnesota just kind of a lazy clear there, Clay. Could not get the puck out of the zone, and Ottawa jumped right on it. And that's why coaches will tell you to clear to the outside of the zone. Minnesota instead tries to clear through the middle of the zone and turn the puck over. And not a mistake you want to make against a team who has such a great power play percentage, 23.7% heading into tonight's game. Just up the numbers a little bit there with that power play goal, and now it's just a 1-goal game with just over 7 minutes to go in the first.
Third goal of the year for Haley Scamore, the 5th-round pick out of Buffalo, New York. And it's now 2-1. Comes at the 12:41 mark. Well, Minnesota has not exactly been the sharpest on the penalty kill throughout the year. Came in 78%, 5th in the league. Shiga will start it back. Here's Agia now skating through center. Gets it on the stick of Harmon. Harmon throws it out in the middle. Nobody there for Ottawa. And Sheppers will guide it back to the Ottawa line. Under 6.5 to go in the opening period. It's been entertaining. You and I were talking about this before the game here tonight, Alexis. You know, we haven't seen a lot of high-scoring games this year in the PWHL. These are very well defended, very good goaltending all the way around. It's hard to score a lot of goals in this league, but we've got 3 here in the first 14 minutes.
Yeah, been a fun first period, especially if you're Team Minnesota jumping to that 2-0 lead. And there's so much talent in the league. There's been so many opportunities for goals, but just not a lot of games that have resulted in a high-scoring game. But maybe we're trending that way here tonight.
Heisey fed the point. Jakes tried to get it past the defender, and she's going to have to chase it back into her own zone. Sophie Jakes, 4 points in 6 games with Minnesota. She's been one of the best offensive players since coming over in that trade with Boston. 5.5 to go in the period. Zumwinkle tried to jump on it. Ottawa got it out of the zone. They'll chase it in. Taken away by Minnesota. Thrown over to the near wing side. And this is going to roll all the way back into the Ottawa end. No icing. Minnesota has taken 4 points from their last 2 games after a season-worst 3-game losing streak. And they're out to a good start here tonight, leading 2-1, but Ottawa gets one back. Off the face-off, Watts blistered one off the plexiglass.
And this will be a great setup for postseason play. You want to be playing that aggressive, everything's on the line every night kind of hockey heading into the postseason. So this is a great test for Minnesota to kind of bring their A game day in and day out in the regular season ahead of the postseason.
Montreal leads Minnesota by a couple of points. Montreal is at New York tomorrow night. There's another goal for Ottawa, and that happened fast. On the rush, Rooney sees it over her shoulder, and we're tied at 2 as Brazova gets her 5th of the year.
That was a great feed to find Brazova. And like you said, scoring off the rush there, wasting no time. Here's another look at it. Taking it into the zone, little drop pass, and then finding Brazova on the back door, just taps it home. Far post on Rooney. That's Brazova's 5th goal of the season. Her 9th point. And Ottawa quickly back into this game. Minnesota felt like they were controlling the play early, Clay. They had those 2 goals. And then that penalty that Minnesota took really changed the momentum, and Ottawa scored quickly on the power play, and now we're all tied up here with still 4.5 minutes to go in the period.
Brazova, another player who plays for Carla McLeod on the Czech national team. I mean, she's got a star-studded cast on that roster that won bronze at the last 2 World Championships, playing here on the ice tonight. Just over 4 minutes to go, and the hockey game is even. That's one of the prettier goals you're going to see this year for sure. I mean, great passing. And when we were talking with Natalie Darwitz earlier in the year, she just kind of felt like this team was ready to explode. Kind of had been snake bitten at times, but there is just so much talent. She predicted that they might end up finishing as high as 3rd. Clark will circle back in her own end. This is going to slide back deep into the Minnesota zone. Kaba trying to tip it out, turns it over. Chance out in front. Whacking at it there was Skamura. Kept alive by Bouillet. Now in behind Maddie Rooney, and the net comes off. It's Morris. The officials don't see it. And now they finally do. With 3:18 to go, we get a stoppage, as that was kind of an ugly turnover that nearly was disaster for Minnesota. But let's go back to the equalizer for Ottawa.
Ottawa down 2-0 early in this game. Just a great setup. I love the drop pass into the zone there. Not wasting a second, continuing to move the play forward, and then Brazova sneaking in on the back door and tapping it home off the one-timer, beating Maddie Rooney. A team who can score off the rush is just so dangerous. If you don't need the time to set up the play, you've got the skill to put it in the net. Off the rush like that, it can be hard to stop defensively.
Melissa Channel a shot. Save made by Abstrider. Long rebound comes out. Whacked that out in front. Shiga can't clear it. Minnesota holds it in deep. Claire to George, tried to play it to the front. She'll chase it to the near wing wall. Shiga takes over for Ottawa. She'll play it ahead. Here's a Gia, long drive, paddled away by Maddie Rooney. Coming up on 2.5 to go in the opening period. Each team with a couple of goals here in the first frame. Boreen tries to move it up. They get it ahead to Heisey. Heisey chopped it up to the blue line, and it's driven in deep. Good frustration here by Minnesota as they forecheck that puck loose. As play is whistled down and another penalty. And Minnesota's going to get its second penalty of the hockey game, and we're still a minute 54 to go until the first intermission.
Minnesota number 27 has a minor for slap.
And it's one of the best players in a purple jersey who's heading to the box, shaking her head, does not agree with the call, but to me that's a slash, and the official pretty close can see it in on the hands. I mean, nowadays anything on the hands they're going to call, no matter how aggressive the slash actually is. Officials and leagues do not like to see the slash on the hands, and so Minnesota, this is moments in the game where you find out really what you're made of. You gave up the last 2 goals. You're going to be killing this penalty off through into intermission here. You don't want to give up that go-ahead goal late in the period with the game tied at 2 apiece.
Jenner feeds it across, shot, save, rebound came out, and Minnesota's able to clear. On the first goal on the power play tonight for Ottawa, they just needed the 1 shot to get it done. As Mrzova scored on the power play, the best power play in the league, and when you're playing with this power play, you're playing with fire.
And it was a Minnesota turnover that allowed them the chance to score the goal. Minnesota's got to be smarter on the penalty kill against this potent power play.
Final minute to go here in the first. Ottawa trying to set up on the advantage. Agia swings it down, trying to get it to Jenner. A lot of her reach. Kick back to the blue line. Ottawa holds it in. Savannah Harmon plays it off for Katarina Mrzova. Harmon over to the far circle. Broken up by Minnesota. Jumping on it here is Claire to George. Tries to chip it out of the zone. Can't do it. Now Greco finally able to muscle it out. Minnesota's able to come up for air a bit. Ashton Bell now attacks again with 25 seconds to go in the period. 30 seconds to go in this power play, which could carry over to the second. Good pass. Bell got it on. Somehow Rooney able to see that through a crowd. Here's Harmon again. 10 seconds to go in the period. Long drive, hit a crowd in front again. Still dangerous. 3 seconds to go in the period. Harmon, better hurry. And that centering pass a little bit.
Welcome back in. I'm standing by now with Gabby Hughes of PWHL Ottawa. Gabby, what a battle by your team to get back into this one, tied up at 2. What did you like about your team's game in the first period?
Yeah, I liked how we came back. We started off really quick and then kind of let them settle back into the game, and then we came right back into it. So even though the ups and downs of the period, we stuck in with it and continued to play our game.
Hey Gabby, it's Sid. Great period there. It was super fun to watch. I just wanted to ask, what's it like playing in Minnesota in front of family and friends? It's got to be fun for you.
Yeah, it's amazing. My dad's side of the family is huge. He's one of seven siblings, so all of his brothers and sisters and all my cousins are here, and there's a big group, and I don't get to see them often, so it's really special to play here in front of them.
Minnesota, Gabby, has had Ottawa's number so far this season, beating you guys in all 3 matchups so far. What do you guys need to do to find the win here today? A good battle in the first period, but how do you close it out in the next 2?
Yeah, I think that's something we learned a lot about ourselves in the first half was we didn't finish a lot of games. We played well, but not enough to win. So I think we just need to stick with it and continue to play our game, which is physical, fast, getting pucks deep and hard on the forecheck and playing hard in front of their net. So continue to do those little things, and I think it'll go out our way.
Thanks so much, Gabby. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
Again, Sydney Brott getting ready to come back off injury for Minnesota here real soon. We're excited to see it back on the ice, that's for sure. But your takeaway from that first 20 minutes?
Yeah, I thought it was an even first period. I thought my team, Minnesota, did a good job of moving the puck through the neutral zone. I thought we had some really good in-zone time, so I think we're looking to build on that in the second period.
Sydney Brock, three-time captain at Minnesota Duluth, suffered an injury in the first preseason game against this very same Ottawa franchise. So you've been a long time on the IR. You just got to be itching to get back to playing every day.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I've had some good ice time the last few weeks here, so I'm just excited to get back on the ice for games.
Yeah, we're going to get a whistle here. And another penalty against Minnesota. Abby Boreen, who scored the first goal today for Minnesota, is going to get the game.
I believe this will be tripping. We'll see what the official call is.
Minnesota 24, 2-minute minor for checking to the head.
Oh. I was wondering, the officials got together to discuss something.
Oh my. Yeah, that's
I don't know if I agree with that.
And Ken Klee certainly doesn't either. That was incidental contact. As Clark kind of ran into Boreen. Yeah,
and Boreen didn't lift the elbow up or, you know, really move her arm to make the contact. So I don't agree with that one, but doesn't matter what we think, Clay. The team in purple is going to have to kill off the penalty here.
Against the best power play in the league. Already one power play goal tonight for Ottawa. It came from Razova in the first period. They set up, go to work here. On the near wall. Played across Mrazova. Got a good pass to the far circle. There's Mrazova, and she taps it in and scores. 30 seconds into the power play. Ottawa, second power play goal of the night. It's now 3-2.
Well, Panic was back there trying to break up the play, and the puck was just kind of moving around out of her reach. Here's another look at it. Great movement down low by Ottawa to get this play to the back door. And Panic had Mrazova tied up and just couldn't get her stick on the puck to get it out of harm's way. Rooney was dealing with the other side of the post where the play came from. And Mrazova now 2 goals here tonight. Ottawa 3 unanswered, Clay. And tough start to the period for Minnesota. And if Coach Ken Klee was upset with the penalty before, he's really going to be upset with it now.
Goals 5 and 6 on the year tonight for Mrazova. That puts her in a tie for the team lead with Gabby Hughes, your former teammate. Very impressive, this Ottawa power play, Sydney.
Yeah, it's been impressive to see. They are really good at getting pucks through and also just burying pucks at net front. So I think we need to continue to lock in on that if they get another power play.
Alexis, they're also very good at getting bodies in front of the net, making it difficult on Maddie Rooney.
Absolutely. Rooney had that near side post all tied up. The play was contained over there, and then all of a sudden the puck ends up on the other side of the net. Mrazova, this is basically where she scored her other goal from, pretty much the same exact spot. And she's able to get her second of the night. Minnesota, if staying out of the box wasn't a priority already, it especially has to be now the rest of the way. And Clay, even you made that comment to me when we were heading down outside the locker rooms to chat to the coaches before. You said Minnesota cannot afford to take penalties tonight, and it's bit them twice.
This is going to drift all the way down on Rooney. She'll leave it for Steckline. You've yet to play in this league this year in regular season action. You've noticed it from afar, though. The physicality of this league is something different that these players have had to adjust as the year has gone on.
Yeah, I think this league is definitely the most physical that all of us have played in. I think it's been fun to watch everyone step up to that task. But like you said, it's sometimes hard to tell what's a call and what's not, and that's what we're dealing with right now.
2 minutes into period number 2. Ottawa has taken a 3-2 lead. A couple of power play goals here tonight from Mrazova. There's a drive that goes over the top of the cage for Rosalie Demers. Here's Scamora. Plays it up for Bell. Ashton Bell. 43 career goals at Minnesota Duluth. Settles it down. Has it stolen away by Heisey, and she'll drive it the length of the ice. You know a thing or two about Ashton Bell.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, she's an elite defender, so we definitely have to watch out for her on the power play.
Here comes Emily Clark now through the middle. Got it up for Scamora. Scamora on the near wing side. She'll step in over the line. Take it away on the back check nicely by Minnesota. They'll send it all the way down. 1:15 to go in this power play. This is the 4th power play tonight for Ottawa. They're 2 for 3. This is going to be driven in from center by Brianne Jenner. Of course, Minnesota, if they score shorthanded, it'll be a jailbreak opportunity. That's something new that the PWHL has introduced to the world of hockey. What do you think of the jailbreak rule, Sydney?
Oh, I love it. I think it makes sense. If you score, you might as well get your play out of the box. I think it's incentivized us to go a little harder on the PK, and I like that
more aggressive.
Style. Yeah.
Wait. 30 seconds to go in this power play. Minnesota's done a better job on the kill. As I say that, right out in front. There was another chance from Rizova that was a little slow to develop. Now back the other way. This is Zumwinkle taking it wide. There's a drive, broken up. And now Daryl Watts with it. Playing keep away from Zumwinkle. Loose puck, Teralova. Well, he turned it over out in front. Held in deep by Zumwinkle. She'll play it off to the far wing corner as Minnesota's back at full strength as Maggie Flaherty is hot out of the box.
Well, that was the best penalty kill of the night so far for Minnesota. Very efficiently able to clear the puck, got a look of their own on the other side of the ice, shorthanded, and a critical penalty kill after going down a goal here to start the second period. They could not afford to go down 2. They need to find a way to get their mojo back.
Now Kelly Panic. On her backhand, flips it on, and Abstrider keeps it out with that right pad. That's going to bounce out in front of her again to the near wing corner. 15-10 to go here in the second. And sometimes, an effective penalty kill can really generate offense, and it really gives a team a lift, Sydney.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go. Breakaway. Oh,
nice save, Abstrider.
Nice.
Toss her another question. Maybe Minnesota will get another chance like that.
That distracted me.
Ottawa comes back. Loose here at center, taking a whack at it, Becca Gilmore. And now Steckline with great speed, wraps around her own net, and comes back through the neutral zone. Taking it wide on the far wing, centers to Heisey. Sent it wide to the far post. Good to see Taylor Heisey back out on the ice. I know it's been frustrating for her over the last month, something you can certainly relate to.
Yeah, it's been awesome to have her back in the lineup. She's obviously a huge, huge piece in our team, and I think she's really given us a jump the last couple games.
That's the voice of Sydney Brott, soon to be back for Minnesota. She's been on the IR way too long. Can we officially call you Sid the Kid?
Of course, of course.
All right.
The Minnesota edition.
Yeah.
Another 14 to go now here in the period. This is going to come in behind the Minnesota net. Trying to break out here. Cunnin turns it over. Hughes bumped off the puck there by Flaherty. Ottawa holds the zone. And now Minnesota picks it off. They'll work it back to center. Here's Cunnin now leading the way for the team in purple. She'll just feather it into the corner. 13.5 to go. Bookbinder trying to play it down to her stick. Rolls away from her off to the far wing side. Here comes Hughes again. Takes it to the middle. Gets a shot on. And Rooney will leave no rebound. Puck was loose out in front. Jakes didn't see it. Fortunately for Minnesota, they were able to kick it to the far wing side. Back here in the Ottawa zone. Minnesota picks it off. Here's Coyne now making her move. Kendall Coyne Schofield. The drive hit a boot. That got through. Abstrider able to guide it away. Now Ottawa back the other way. With Morozova, who's got 2 goals tonight. Loose at the blue line, held in by Daryl Watts. Former Badger puts it on the net. And that hit a body out in front and skittered to the near wing. Another drive from Morozova. Everything she touches finds the net, it seems.
Well, sometimes you're just feeling yourself, and Morzova's having a fantastic game here today. Already 2 goals were on Hattie watch in the second period for Morozova. And not only has she gotten looks, but she's gotten good looks. A look there at a shot that went through the crease. Here's the look from Rizova. The glove saved by Rooney.
Natalie Snodgrass taking the draw for Ottawa. She pushes it in deep. Product of Eastview High School in Apple Valley. Play to the point. And hits Snodgrass. Now Boulier sends one off the end boards. Just wide of that right post. Minnesota brings it back. Michaela Cava sends it rink wide. Jammed in by Minnesota with 10.5 to play second period. Claire DeGeorge cycles it around. DeGeorge goes to the front. Shallow angle shot got on. And Abstrider is going to get the whistle.
You know, good idea, though. Those shots that come from the goal line like that, the goaltender's not always expecting the shot to be taken there. And DeGeorge makes it look like she's going to pass it up high or move it to a different area of the zone. And instead, she sends it in on net. And Abstrider forced to cover that one up for the whistle.
That was Michaela Cava doing the work from the corner. She's got 9 games without a point. We saw Krasova get her first goal here tonight. Cava's another forward, I think, Alexis, for Minnesota that's really ready to break out.
Absolutely, and she's had chances, especially when Heisey was injured. She was kind of taking that spot at times, trying to fill that role.
Wrap around, Steckline, rebound. Boreen took a hack at it.
She was handcuffed by that shot, just could not connect.
Steckline, wrist shot, that goes wide. Backhand Coin, and she's wrapped up quickly by Mrazova. And now Minnesota's buzzing a bit. Hop the stick of Steckline. She'll hold it in, however. Coin Schofield. Shot go past her. Boreen flips it out in front. Bouncing puck. Boy, Ottawa dodged a bullet there. Minnesota wasn't able to get any lumber on it. Now Jakes plays it down low. There's a great pass. That's another opportunity that goes by the boards for Coin Schofield. Now off the shin pads of Watts. Watts coming back. Feeds it back. Mrazova holding. Good patience. Backhand. Oh, somebody got a piece of that in the blue paint. And now Zumwinkle back for Minnesota. Zumwinkle carries in deep. Still holding. Feeds the point. One-timer goes past the net. Here's Gabby Hughes now, taking it back for Ottawa. Good end-to-end action here. Past the midway point of period number 2. The next goal is going to be so important here tonight.
It really has that feeling. It feels like this game is waiting to be cracked open.
Scamora feeds it for Clark. Kind of a muffled shot there. Got most of her heel, I think.
And it feels like if Ottawa can take a 2-goal lead, that this game, the landscape of it is going to change a lot. Minnesota has to try to score the next goal.
One of the best offensive weapons on the ice tonight for either team, Grace Zumwinkle. She was taken out of the play. Minnesota fans want a penalty. No whistle. Thrown out in front, broken up. Ottawa bangs it off the glass all the way back to the Minnesota zone. Battle for it along the near wall. Minnesota comes up with it cleanly. Fleming carried in. Checked off the puck. Minnesota's still dangerous, though. They've got it. Here's Fleming again. Poke checked away from Fleming. Back out to neutral ice and to the Minnesota line. Emma Buckles hasn't had a lot of ice time tonight. She tried to shovel it ahead. Minnesota comes in. Budarak chasing after it. She'll take a hit there from Teralova. Minnesota trying to play it to the front of the net. They finally do. Here's Sophie Jake. She's got that big right-hand shot.
Welcome back into downtown St. Paul. I'm here now with Coach Ken Klee over on the Minnesota bench. And Coach, you got to be pleased with the start to the game for your team, but this game has kind of turned on you. Ottawa now in the lead. What does your team need to do to get that lead back?
Yeah, we just need to play better with the puck. I mean, obviously they've had some 2 power play goals that they exploited chances. They just kind of outworked us. So we need to get back to work. We had some great shifts there. We put 2 or 3 in a row. Now we just need to put one in and tie the game back up.
Ottawa will come out of its own zone, but they miss the winger on the right side. Steckline will track it down behind the Minnesota net. That long reach of Lee Steckline, staying away from Jenner. Minnesota gets it in deep. 6.5 to go here in the middle period. Here's Jenner again. Plays it across from Rozova, looking for a natural hat trick. Watts sends it over the top of the crossbar. Darryl Watts has a blistering wrist shot too, doesn't she?
Absolutely, and that one just missed, but you can hear it rocket off the top of the glass there. Watts looking to get in on the action here and extend this lead for Ottawa. Like we said moments ago, Clay, it really feels like this game could be cracked open with another goal.
It's not going to happen here as Rooney makes no mistake. Ottawa trying to beat Minnesota for the first time this season tonight. Ottawa tied for last in the PWHL with New York at 16 points, but only 2 behind Boston for the final playoff spot. A regulation win, they're all alone in 4th place. That's how quickly things can change. There's a centering pass for Minnesota. And of course, Taylor Heisey was lurking. This is in behind Rooney. Of course, with a month out because of injury, Taylor Heisey, it's been a long time since she's found the back of the net. And they would like to get her back in the routine. But Emily Clark kind of shut that last play down for Taylor Heisey.
Yeah, Heisey is somebody that this Minnesota team is going to need firing on all cylinders down the stretch, but a great job breaking up that play. Heisey not able to fire the shot off. And Minnesota, you heard Ken Clay say it, and we noticed it as well, that they've had some great opportunities the last 3 or 4 minutes here. They've had some good shifts, gotten some good looks, but still trailing by a goal here in the second period.
Minnesota controls after the faceoff. Here they come. Right to the middle. That was Krzyzova who scored goal number 2 on the night for Minnesota. Their last goal here tonight. He was driven out of the play. Watts got it back to the blue line and out of the zone. Trying to come back in. That was Kelly Panic. Poked back off her stick. Now here's Zumwinkle for Minnesota. She'll go to the front and got a shot on Abstrider. Minnesota native, Natalie Snodgrass, trying to move it along for Ottawa. Here comes Ottawa out of its own zone. Agia, Alexia Agia of St. Thomas, Ontario, carries in number 88. Trying to play it to the front, hit the boot of the official. Now a 3-player battle in behind the net. It's going to be Melissa Channel coming away with it for Minnesota with 3:40 on the clock here in the second period. Michaela Cava looking to play it to the middle. And that went right past the stick of Claire DeGeorge. And an icing call with 3:28 to play. Shiga will circle back behind the Ottawa net. 3 minutes to go in the period. Ottawa, they have scored 3 unanswered since Minnesota took a 2-0 lead fairly early in the first period. Just 1 goal, though, here in the second. That was a Mrazova goal on the power play. Came just 52 seconds into the period. After, 4 goals in the first 20 minutes, things have kind of slowed down. Boreen overskated her. Comes back, good stick handling. Will feed it to Flaherty. Tried to get a shot on and kind of fanned on it. Maggie Flaherty had the game winner on Valentine's Day against this team. Minnesota looking to knot this one up late in the second. Back the other way, though, is Clark. It's going to go wide. Been impressed with Emily Clark in the few times we've seen her this year. Native of Saskatoon, 28-year-old free agent signee before the year. Flaherty coming in, takes it wide. Thrown out in front of the blue paint. Nobody there on the backside for Minnesota. Back to the red line. Bookbinder took a whack at it. Loose at the line for a bit. Now Ottawa advances the other way. Jenner feeds the middle for Mrazova, who's been red hot. Back for Jenner. Nice move. Jenner sent it toward the net. Broken up by a Minnesota player. That was panic. There's Jenner again on the backhand. Mrazova tried to go to her forehand, but she was driven out of the play. Tap pass. Rose to Jenner. On a backhand, she'll just spin it in. Popped back out by Minnesota. Now they come back with Zumwinkle leading the charge. Zumwinkle holds and fires and sent it wide of the far post. There's a shot saved. No rebound for Abstrider as Minnesota tried to get one in transition. But I'll tell you what, Jenner looked good on that last rush for Ottawa.
Yeah, Kelly Panic doing a good job getting in the lane of that shot and breaking it up. And Ottawa has spent a lot of time defending in the later stages of this second period, but getting a good look of their own there. And then Zumwinkle trying to rip one far side. Budarak was on the back door there. Minnesota's tried that backdoor feed, backdoor shot a few times in the second period, and they've had the net gaping open back there. Nobody's just been able to put it home.
Claire Budarak's role kind of increased while Heisey was out and while Scheppers was out. Another player that's looking to score her first, and I think it's only a matter of time. This is going to roll in behind the Ottawa net. Half minute to go in the period. It's been another good one for Ottawa. Especially in that first period, Ottawa getting down to, they could have folded their tents, but came back, tied it up, and then getting the lead right away here in the second.
So much fun stuff happening in the PWHL as they work through this season, plan ahead for next season already. It's exciting to see what they're doing and looking forward to chatting with her at our intermission.
Ottawa 3, Minnesota 2.
Minnesota down a goal heading into the third period, but one of the goals Minnesota did pick up came off the stick of Denisa Krzyzova. Congrats on your first goal of the season. How good did it feel to get that one taken care of here today?
Thank you so much. Yeah, obviously it felt nice, but you know, we're still down one, so hopefully we can come back the third period and turn around the game.
Penalties have been a problem here tonight, and Ottawa has taken advantage of them. What do you guys need to do to make sure you're playing smart hockey in the third to stay out of the box?
Yeah, as you said, we just have to be smarter and stay out of the box and, you know, play 5-on-5.
Ottawa got a quick goal to start that second period. How did you guys respond to hang in there and not allow them to put a few more in the back of the net?
Yeah, I mean, we just want to focus on our game, you know, no matter what happens on the ice, so we just want to stay positive and keep focusing on ourselves.
Thank you so much, Denisa. Good luck in the third.
Thank you.
Here we go. Taylor Heisey, second game back off the IR. Her line is out there to start. Savannah Harmon for Ottawa. Gabby Hughes rams it in for Ottawa. Minnesota jumps on the puck, slides it back to the blue line and out of the zone. Savannah Harmon, the first round draft choice. She had a goal against Minnesota on the 17th of January. What do you expect here early on in this period?
You need a push from Minnesota. They can't come out sleepy in the third. That doesn't necessarily mean they need to score that tying goal right away, but they need to have some momentum. They need to have some opportunities. You can't be asleep at the wheel, down a goal, on home ice early in the third period.
Emmerance Mashmeyer has been the every game goaltender, but getting the night off.
And Abstrider playing great so far tonight.
Zumwinkle got it on. Pad save by Abstrider, but she didn't see it.
She hasn't been in a game since January 24th, and if I didn't know that going into this game, you wouldn't expect that the way she's been playing here today.
Former Providence Friar. Just 52 minutes of action before tonight's contest. Here's Kelly Panic. She'll feed it across. Channel. Wrister. Hit a body. Played in for Cunnin deep in the corner. Minnesota doing a good job controlling the puck, but now Ottawa steals it away, gets it to the line, not out. Flaherty held it in. Now Jinsey Rose jumps on it for Ottawa, but she's taken out of the play. Budarak throws it to the front. Nobody there for Minnesota. I think she was trying to find Cunnin, but she was a little late to the party.
Well, Cunnin was just getting there and kind of had her back to the net, so it was a tough pass to catch, and she wasn't able to turn and shoot that one, but a good idea by Budarak, just not able to finish the play there.
Ashton Bell feeds it across. Minnesota tried to jump on that puck. Pounded in from center ice, a line change for Minnesota with 17:10 to go here in the third. Minnesota, you feel like they need the next one. If it's a 2-goal deficit, it's going to be so hard to climb back.
It felt that way back in the second period when we still had so much hockey left to play, and it especially feels that way now.
Sheppers tried to feed it down low for DeGeorge, and that one's chopped wide of the net. That was Kava on the short side, trying to angle that one on. Now here's Sophie Jakes, plays it down, and again tipped wide. That was DeGeorge, was camping out on the far doorstep.
That puck had no business being as close to the net as it ended up being, and Minnesota got a great opportunity out of that one.
Kava goes in, Bell takes it away for Ottawa. As Ottawa's a little bottled up right now. Hughes overskates him. Minnesota comes back in. Here's a pass across for Melissa Channel that just missed her take.
And this is exactly the kind of start I was talking about. Minnesota needs to possess the puck here early.
Boreen turned it over. Hughes, a drive. That caroms to the far corner.
Rooney came way out to challenge that one, able to get in front of it.
Gabby Hughes feeds the point. Back for Hughes behind the net. Gabby Hughes playing keep away. Now Savannah Harmon lost an edge and falls down in a heap. Ottawa tries to hold the zone. They do. Bouncing puck in the slot. And Minnesota's able to bang it out. 15:40 to go in the third. Good action here in the third period so far. And we've got a penalty. And this is going to be an Ottawa penalty. Finally, something going right for Minnesota here as they're going to get a power play.
Well, and anytime you're in a game where it's a tight game and you've already given up a couple power play goals, you got to go toe-to-toe with a team like that. Minnesota getting their first chance on the power play.
Ottawa number 26, 2-minute minor for hooking.
And Minnesota has to find a way to tie this game up here. Here's another look at the penalty. Just getting in on the arm there. A good job drawing the penalty there, moving her skates. And Emily Clark will sit for 2.
This power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel. Power through tough messes. First power play of the night for Minnesota. They're last in the PWHL, 8%, 3 of 37. Boreen scored her second power play goal of the season in New York on Sunday. And again, this is Abby's last game on her second 10-day call-up. We won't see her again until the postseason if Minnesota advances. Already 30 seconds gone by, and Minnesota trying to get some traction on this advantage. Looking for the equalizer, down a goal. Grace Zumwinkle surveying. She'll feed it across. Steckline working the top. Thrown down. What a kick saved by Abstrider as she got wide in that blue paint and kicked it out of there. Steckline holding for Zumwinkle. Steckline one-timer, hit a body. Backhand, that goes wide for Panic.
Some good looks here on this power play for Minnesota, but they got to find a way to score.
Steckline again. Zumwinkle thought about the one-timer, but it handcuffed her. Zumwinkle flips it toward the net. It bounces up off the glass, and Ottawa's able to clear. Half minute to go here in this power play for Minnesota. They don't want to let this opportunity go by the boards. First power play for the team in purple tonight. Here comes Coyne Schofield. Cuts the corner. Looks to center and does. Emmerin Smashmeyer has started every game this year. Abstrider getting the call tonight came as a surprise to us before the game here tonight. But she has been outstanding. Loose puck in the corner. Savannah Harmon jumps on it for Ottawa. Tries to feed it ahead, intercepted by Minnesota. They'll send it right back in, making a line change here. with 12:35 to go in the period. Brianne Jenner goes rink wide off the side boards there, trying to catch Watts streaking down. Greco plays it back to center for Minnesota. Amanda Bouillet got it ahead. Ottawa trying to move it along, taken back by Minnesota. Thrown over to the near wing side, loose puck. Snodgrass had it momentarily. Poked off her stick. Now Flaherty has it for Minnesota. Plays it across with 12 minutes to go in the period. Jinsey Rose has it here for Ottawa. She'll scoop it the length of the ice, and it's going to bounce all the way in on Rooney. Held in by Agia. Snodgrass tried to support the puck and move it in behind, but poked off her stick. Sheppers came away with it. Now here's Michaela Cava. She'll dump and chase. Actually, she's going to get off the ice. Line change again for Minnesota. So they're keeping them fresh out here in the third period.
Well, I like that game plan. You don't know at what point in this game you're going to need that extra effort. Looking for that tying goal and keeping the legs fresh is a good way to approach it.
Panic sends it in. Here's Kruzova. Already a goal tonight. Make it 2. Oh, she goes top shelf with a beauty.
Cut that one for the highlight reel. That was spicy, and a huge goal for Minnesota to tie this game up at 3. After trailing for the first time here tonight, thanks to the early second period goal by Ottawa, Minnesota ties it up here about halfway through the third. Kruzova doing a good job to get back on side and rips the shot off from between the hash marks. What a shot. Hard to believe that's only her second goal this season with a shot like that, Clay.
Oh, my. Well, we said some of these forwards were just ready to break out. Denisa Kruzova at the top of that list. And the 29-year-old has 2 tonight, her first 2 of the year. And big goals, both of them. We're even at 3 as we approach the midway point of the third, and there's new energy in this building now. All behind Minnesota. As Panic comes in, drops it back for Zumwinkle. She attacks. Another save by Abstrider. Channel whistles one down low.
We talked about how good Abstrider's been, but sometimes goal scorers are just going to score goals, and that's exactly what Kruzova did there. That's just a shot that's tough to stop. Going top shelf like that from that area of the ice, that's just a hard one to keep out of the back of the net. Kruzova makes no mistake.
You talked to her during the intermission earlier tonight, and she's very cool, calm, and collected. Very talented forward. Her offense has come alive here tonight. In behind the Minnesota cage. Under 10 minutes to go now. Bouncing puck at the Ottawa line. Fed back into the Minnesota end of things. Greco chases after it for Minnesota. Greco, by the way, +5 on the year. Very steady on that Minnesota blue line. He's going to slide in out of the reach of Shiga. Snodgrass there now for Ottawa, trying to turn it toward the middle. Held to the outside. Picked off here by Minnesota. It's Taylor Heise who will start it back. Ottawa quickly gets it out. Flaherty. Fleming will pound it in. Minnesota gets fresh skates on the ice. We're in crunch time now. Coming up on the 11-minute mark of the period. Fleming. Jakes holds it in deep, now take it off her stick. Back comes Ottawa, 3-on-2 if they hurry, but they're just going to dump it in. They want fresh skates out there as well, Alexis.
Well, we're at the point in the game where this has been a pretty even game on the score sheet and just with the eye test. We'll see if either one of these teams tries to take that extra step and get that go-ahead goal here in regulation, or if this is even all the way through and we see some extra hockey.
Oh, here's Emily Clark with some room in her backhand that Rooney caught a piece of.
And we've seen how quickly this game can change, with Minnesota with the 2-goal lead, Ottawa tying it up, then quickly taking the lead in the start of the second. So this game has changed quickly at points and can definitely do so with still 8 minutes to go.
Brianne Jenner pulls up in the corner, makes a move toward the net. Brianne Jenner feeds it across. Oh, bobbled pass. Trying to accept that pass was Harmon and couldn't do it. If
Harmon would have been able to gather that up on the first try, she would have had a wide open net to shoot at. Rooney, though, able to get over in time if that shot ever got off.
Here's Harmon again, poked off her stick nicely by Budorak. Harmon again, feeds it to the far side. Jinsey Rose from the goal line. Held to the outside by Steckline. Puck is locked up. Now Watts has it taken away momentarily. Held in by Ottawa. 7.5 to go here in St. Paul. Oh, there's a turnover. Chance for Minnesota coming back the other way. This is Sheppers. Sheppers spun around by Jenner. Oh, what a back check by Jenner to just mug her and take that puck away.
At the end of a long shift, Sheppers didn't have a lot of gas left.
Zumwinkle feeds it across. There's a drive right into the glove of Abstrider with 7:08 to go in the period. Denisa Kruzova, not 1 but 2 here tonight for Minnesota.
Well, the first goal she scored put Minnesota up 2-0, which was a big point in that game to get that little cushion on their lead. But her second goal she scored, such a pretty goal and such an important goal, tying this game up at 3. Minnesota now with this game tied, 7:08 to go. You got the home ice advantage. A win here in regulation puts you securely in first place over Montreal. And like we said, this next month of games, you could argue, is the most important stretch of the whole season. And every point matters every night. It's especially going to matter down this final stretch.
This is the first of 4 straight at home for Minnesota. Want to get this homestand started on the right foot. Zumwinkle and Panic on the assist, by the way, at 8:51. Shot blocked. Minnesota trying to pick it up and move it out. Here comes Panic. It's to the line, and it does slide out past Kruzova. Savannah Harmon brings it back in for Ottawa. Goes to the middle. And taken off her stick on the back check nicely by Boreen. Again, Abby Boreen in her final minutes of regulation on this second of the 2 call-ups that she has. Won't see her again until the playoffs.
She got the scoring started here tonight for Minnesota. Gonna be sad to see her go, Clay. Hopefully we'll see her again in the postseason.
She has been absolutely dynamite. Flaherty trying to stay away from Snodgrass. Here's Boreen calling for it, coming down the middle. That was Coyne Schofield. Now here's Greco. No trouble trying. Loose puck at center. And Heisey goes down. Crowd wants a penalty. They're not going to get it.
Crowd wanted 2 penalties on that sequence. No arms up from the officials.
Flaherty throws it right on Abstrider. And in those close quarters at the side of the net. Greco holds it in down low. Heisey threw it to the front. Kept in here by Greco. She'll send it toward the net. Chopping at it. There's Heisey on the wraparound. Couldn't get it in. Channel holds it in. She'll flip it down low. Coming up on 5 minutes to play in regulation.
The wraparound can be one of the most torturous things to watch as a hockey fan, as a broadcaster, because it looks so easy, but the sequence to get it wrapped around the net takes longer than it looks, and a lot of times those don't end up going in the back of the net, and Heisey, a great look there.
Budorak put it in the mid of Abstrider. She tried to glove it and couldn't. Yeah, that seemed to happen in slow motion.
It always does, those wraparounds.
Ottawa having a hard time getting out of their own end. They finally get it to center. Battle for it at the checkered red line. It's going to dribble in with 4:25 to play. Sense of urgency now for both teams, trying to win in regulation. Next goal might be the winner. Skamora stood up nicely by Kava at center. Poked in. And now Ottawa has to regroup. Here's Savannah Harmon again. Gets it ahead, driven in by Skamura. Under 4 minutes to play. 38-23 shots in favor of Minnesota. Just one goal here in the period. It comes from Denisa Krasova on a blast just under the bar. Minnesota trying to string a couple of goals here in the third and get the winner. Here's Krasova again. She'll feed it ahead. Off of Panic's tape. Ottawa tries to clear the zone. They turn it over. Held in, going in behind the net. Minnesota looking for that centering pass. They feed it to Jakes. Blast. Hit a body. And now Gilmore is going to skate it out and flip it to center.
Great setup, great blast from Jakes in Minnesota with another chance there, looking to take this lead with just 3 minutes to go.
Fed across, trying to shovel it on, but Jakes got in the way on the back check for Minnesota. Under 3 minutes to go. Skips to the near wing wall. Tied up along the wall, the officials telling players to get it moving here. Still locked up. Now comes to the stick of Daryl Watt. She'll play it across. They get it off the side of the post there. Rooney gets no chance at covering it up. And now Boreen will play it out to neutral ice. Minnesota will get a chance to take a breath. 2:20 to go.
Not able to get the puck in all the way down the ice. This is the point in the game where you got to get it the full 200 feet. Got to dump it all the way down, and Minnesota lucky that didn't turn into something the other way.
Coyne gets it ahead. Here comes Bookbinder, a drive, and another save by Abstrider.
Love to see the defense getting in on the action late here, looking for the go-ahead goal.
Taylor Heisey, second game back from injury. Heisey, can she be the hero? Taylor holding. Circling. Trying to flip it to the front, looking for Coyne Schofield. Has it on her backhand, threw it right through the paint out in front of the net. And that puck control is so impressive.
Yeah, good idea to reverse it there. She drew all the attention to her, then flicked it backwards towards the net. Had some skaters in purple there looking for that puck, but not able to turn it into a goal.
Gilmore played it to the Minnesota line. Minnesota picks it off. This is going to slide in on the goaltender. Minute and 15 seconds to go. Out in front of the benches. Chopped at. Minnesota trying to move it along, and they can't. Now they'll come in onside. Another shot that's blocked. Loose in the slot. Picked up by Shiga as we go under a minute. Budarak hops on it, throws it toward the net, hit a body. Kept in. Steckline feeds it across. Here's a big blast. Save, Abstrider, rebound loose on the side of the net and swept in behind. Steckline, another shot. All kinds of people in front of the net.
Minnesota trying to end this thing here, and now they're going to draw a penalty.
Yes, they are. Minnesota on the power play, 33.7 seconds left in a 3-3 game.
Well, don't go anywhere just yet. This is a lot of time left on the clock here. And Minnesota, who has not been able to draw a lot of penalties here tonight. In fact, they've been on the wrong side of penalties and power play goals.
Ottawa number 2 is a 2-minute minor for boarding.
And boarding is going to be the official call. We'll take another look at it here. Minnesota, a lot of puck possession late in this game, and that is a textbook boarding call. And Michaela Kava drawing the penalty. Teralova will sit in the box. And with 33.7 seconds, you've got plenty of time to set up a play here and get a good look before we hit our end of regulation buzzer.
Another Teralova taking that penalty. It's another Royale Tiger Towel power play. Power through tough messes. 22 seconds to go in regulation. Blocked by Ashton Bell. Minnesota holds the zone. Zumwinkle can't keep it in this time. 9 seconds to go in regulation. Savannah Harmon sends it around, and that's going to do it. And we are going to overtime.
Now we get ready for some OT action. Neither team with a winning record heading into overtime. Ottawa 0-4, Minnesota 2-3. There's a look at the overtime rules. And of course, we'll start with 4-on-3 hockey with Minnesota on the power play.
Minnesota's on the power play.
And for quite a bit of time, you had 1:20 to go in this power play. The penalty for boarding Aneta Teralova. Another check as it happens. There's Sophie Jakes, quarterback of this power play. Her and Heisey have worked really well so far in the advantage. Going back to the game against New York. There's Jakes, she bobbled it a little bit. Oh, and now a turnover. And Scamora will clear it on the backhand.
Well, Minnesota really shrunk the zone there. They were playing all from about the dots and lower. Trying to work that puck in tight, just couldn't pull the trigger on anything.
Zumwinkle comes in, back for Jakes. One-timer, Heisey. That was blocked. Back to the stick of Taylor Heisey. 25 seconds to go in the power play for Minnesota. Heisey feigns a shot, holds. Heisey, a drive, Abstreiter the save.
Well, with a player like Heisey, you got to respect that fake too.
Jakes plays it down low. Here's Taylor again. Down low, side angle shot. And another Abstreiter save. That's going to do it for the power play as both teams get fresh skates out on the ice. 4-on-4 now. Tipped on! What a save, Abstreiter. That was Krzyzova looking for the hat trick and the game winner. And now Darryl Watts for Ottawa. Watts trying to end it. A little over 3 minutes to go in this overtime. 2 points to the winner in OT. Minnesota can still get into a tie for first if they can win it here in the OT. Jinsey Rose will jump on it for Ottawa. There's Gabby Hughes, the former Duluth Bulldog. Gets it to the Minnesota line. Now steps in. Looking for help. Throws it on. Good save by Rooney. As there's an Ottawa forward bearing down Emily Clark, but Rooney kept her cool.
Well, Minnesota had a chance to win it heading into OT on the power play. Heisey fakes the shot, then rips one off short side. And then Krzyzova looking for the hat trick. Great tip out front. And Abstreiter, who's been great here tonight, makes another big save, potentially a game-winning save, depending on how the rest of this one shakes out.
Now after the whistle, we go to 3-on-3. A lot of ice out there now. A lot of room to operate. Jakes gets it ahead. Here's some room. Kendall Coyne, Schofield, and another toe save by Abstreiter.
You talk about speed, that's the person you want to have the puck on their stick.
Clark pulls up, shadowed by Heisey. Heisey drives her shoulder into Gabby Hughes. Hughes sticks with it. 2:10 to go in the period. We're in overtime here in St. Paul. Teralova, who had that penalty late in regulation, will feed it back to her own blue line. Under 2 minutes to go in the OT. Jenner surveys, looking for a lane, feeds it across. Teralova on her backhand, stopped by Rooney. Scamora for Jenner. Scamora after the loose puck with 1.5 minutes to play. Rolls off her backhand, gets back on it. Fed across. Here's Scamora. Drive. That was a little high. Knocked down. Now Ashton Bell. Great patience. Bell still with it. Drive over the top of the net. That was Gilmore. Becca Gilmore came into the play quickly. Just over 1 minute to go in the OT. Down low. Knocked away. Minnesota can't clear it.
And Minnesota's gassed right now. I'm tired watching them play right now.
And just locking it up in the corner, that's going to do a world of good too. Now they finally free the puck and back out to center. Fresh skates out there for Minnesota. 40 seconds to go. Here's Ottawa making another rush. Half minute to play in the overtime. Here's Lee Steckline. Gets away from Hughes. Steckline to the middle. Another save there by Abstrider. Not a lot of mustard on that shot. 20 seconds to go. Here's Emily Clark back the other way for Ottawa. 2-on-1. Clark feeds it across. Shot! Oh, wide of the right post. 10 seconds to go. Abby Boreen will make a charge. Boreen dropped it back in that one-timer. Failed to click there for Zumwinkle. And that's going to do it. And we're going to see a shootout. It's going to be Krzyzova first. Maybe she gets that hat right here. Anissa Krzyzova, 29 years old. Hadn't scored a PWHL goal before tonight. She's got 2. Moving in. Abstrider. That's a goal. Good start for Minnesota.
Well, it took a second to trickle over that line, but it found its way in. And here's another look at it. Great deke to get Abstrider to bite on the poke check. Banked it in off the breezers of Abstrider, who was laid out for the butterfly. And a great job by Krzyzova to put Minnesota up in the shootout.
Haley Scamora.
And I think they're taking another look at this, Clay. They've got the doors open down at the scorer's table. And they get the nod.
Yep, it's a good goal. Haley Scamora got the first Ottawa goal tonight. Back in the first period. Trying to tie this one up in the shootout. Scamora is going to score on the backhand. Pretty play.
That was nasty. Rooney hung out to dry there and making no mistake, tying the shootout up at 1 apiece. Man, I don't envy the job of the goaltender in the shootout, Clay.
Next up for Minnesota, number 12, Kelly Panic.
Kelly Panic's going to get the nod here for Minnesota. The former Golden Gopher All-American. Kelly Panic moving in. Save Abstrider. First stop tonight for either goaltender.
Tried to get her to bite with the shoulder shimmy. That was a move Mikko Koivu used to use in the move out. Kelly Panic takes a page out of his book, and Abstrider didn't bite. First stop of the night in the shootout.
Here comes Daryl Watts. Watts is denied.
And Watts just ran out of room to shoot this. Rooney did a great job of cutting off this angle. And Watts sends it just wide.
Now shooting for Minnesota.
Abby Boreen.
All right, I don't hate this call either.
In her final game of the regular season, can she get one? Boreen tries to go backhand, and Abstrider did a great job cutting off the angle.
And the puck just kind of rolled off her stick, which meant she wasn't able to elevate it. Had she gotten this puck in the air, this is a goal, but just kind of rolls off the toe of it. And Abstrider, good job tying up the lower part of the goal, not allowing her to get that puck in elevation.
Brianne Jenner, the captain from Oakville, Ontario, the former Cornell star. Oh, what a glove save by Rooney.
She tried the little pull up and shoot. Rooney stands tall, able to gather it up. And the Minnesota crowd gives her a round of applause.
So can Grace Zumwinkle put Minnesota ahead here in the shootout? We go to round 5. Grace, 3 game winners this year. She's got a shootout goal here to give Minnesota the advantage for now. Mercy.
Man, we have seen some nice goals in the shootout. Grace Zumwinkle, what a release there. Abstrider not able to make the save. Now they need one out of Rooney.
For Ottawa, it's number 26, Emily Clark.
All right, so Emily Clark is out there ready to go toe-to-toe with Rooney. Big stop by the Minnesota netminder. So that's round 4. And now we go to the 5th.
And for Minnesota, the shooter is number 27, Taylor Heisey.
Taylor Heisey, this could win it. This would put Minnesota up 2. Here comes Taylor. Got it! Over! Minnesota wins in a shootout. They're going to come out of this one with 2 points.